Today I back my Cotoneaster. In the last video I just give it a trim. So there's not much happening here in July. But you can see in August it's looked like it's growing pretty well. I could probably trim it up here, but I'm just going to leave it. In September it will have stopped growing, but you can see it did very well this season. That has a lot of good growth, and I'll trim it at the end of winter. For now it's just going to be allowed to rest. This tree is semi-deciduous, so I was hoping for some colour change in October, but it looks like nothing was happening just yet. It was a really mild autumn last year, so it took a while for winter to actually set in. There are one or two leaves change in November, but there isn't really much action. You can see a lot more in December. The leaves actually turn a really nice colour. It's a lovely orangey colour. You can see them a bit better here. When this tree is a bit more established, it should look pretty good in autumn. In February you can see there is still a few green leaves, which is totally normal since it's semi-deciduous. But it's time to give it a trim, as it's a total mess. I just pretty much shortened everything. There was no real major cuts. I'm fairly happy with how it is. I just think it needs a lot more ramification now, and it needs to fill in quite a bit. I'm just going to try and stay on top of it for now and start to really build some branching. I think when there's a bit more branching, I'll be able to work out what is working and what looks bad, and then maybe do some larger cuts if I think they're needed. And here it is after, looking pretty sparse, but hopefully I can get it to start to really fill in now. There's absolutely nothing happening in March. A lot of my trees are waking up, but this one isn't there yet. In April, it looks like nothing is happening, but in fact a lot of the buds are swelling, so it's time to repot this tree. If memory serves me well, the roots are a disaster, and this pot has a lip, so it's going to be a bit of a struggle. I started with the usual technique of trying to rake away some of the top layer of soil to help loosen things up. This tree is really stuck in the pot. It doesn't even wiggle. Which is why I'm going to get the knife out and see if I can start to loosen the edges a bit more. I have a lot of trees that get stuck in pots, and this is by far the worst one. I'm really wrestling with it. It really doesn't want to come out. I pretty much removed half the soil here, and it's still not moving. But after a lot of struggle, I managed to get in there. and even pulling it out, you can just see it doesn't want to come out. So I did finally get it out. It is a bit of a mess, but then half of it is raked out already, so that'll be why. So then I just finished raking it out. And after, I was left with this disaster. This tree came from a nursery, so it had been growing in a pot and had just been going wild. I've been slowly correcting things, but it's still pretty bad. I think these are my worst roots, but I think I can sort them out. You can see there's sort of a top section and then like a bottom section. So eventually I'll be able to remove the bottom and then everything should be good again. But you can see the top half is a little weak, so I can't really do that now. And here they are after the prune. I did remove a lot from the bottom, and maybe next time I can take a little more. It's just a long-term project, but I'll get there one day. Then I just potted it back up in the same pot, where I'm sure it'll get stuck again. In May it looks happy enough, but maybe you can see there's some buds starting as well. I'm not sure how clearly you can see those, but they're not new leaves, they're actually flowers, which look awesome when they're open. When I get more branching on this tree, it's going to look amazing when it's in flower. And here's a close-up. They're nice little flowers. I think they look great. I think this tree really has it all. It is one of my favourites, even if the roots are terrible. In June, the flowers are gone, so hopefully we can start to get some branch growth soon. And here we are now, where it's still getting ready to burst into growth. Thanks for watching, see you next time.